Thank you to everyone that joined us for that first live session, and I'm well aware that things weren't the smoothest when attempting to access the graph. Even now, what is supposed to populate on your graphs list is not showing up yet, so to access the graph you have to paste the link into your web browser. Definitely not ideal, but Rome wasn't built in a day. I'll do one more quick walkthrough of creating a page, just to get into the habit of doing it. And repetition of instructions is always helpful, I suppose. First, in the search bar, let's type in your first name and your last name. If the page has already been created, it'll look like this. And if you haven't created your page yet, you'll see something like this. Let's go and delete that and click on that. There we go. Next, we want to click into the first empty block and hit the semicolon twice, which will pop up all the different Rome templates that I've set up. As we progress through the weeks, you'll see more and more templates populate, but just remember that Rome has a fuzzy search, so you can always just type a word or a number to quickly narrow down the template you're looking for. Let's click on Create an About Me page. Boom. Here's a quick tip. If you hit the escape button twice, it'll exit the editing of the block. This is a quick way to see if you did things right. Let's go ahead and open brackets twice. There we go. Okay, now let's type in our city and state. And if you hit enter now, it'll create that page if it hasn't been created before. Nice. I'll add USA too, and you'll see that that page is already there, so it's in the fuzzy search. Let's go and click on that. Now let's create a new block underneath and do the same thing to populate day one's template. Hit semicolon twice, and there we go. Let's click on day one. Same thing. I'll hit the escape button twice to exit the editing of the block. Looks right. Oh, let me mention this. You see how it says /current time? I have that there as a placeholder so you can get into the habit of timestamping your work. But if you go in and hit space after it, there we go, another pop-up. Let's click on that. Now you've got a timestamp of when you started your writing for the day. By the way, you can do this another way. Let's delete that and hit the slash, and there we go. We've got our slash menu options here now. Everything is fuzzy search in Rome, so let's type current time. See, it's right there. Hit enter, bam. Now that the first live session is over, I want to take another moment to go over the plan for the next 6 weeks. Each new day, according to Greenwich Mean Time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll post a new daily lesson with a guided writing exercise. I'll do my best to keep things as brief as possible, but understand that some of this will take time explaining in order to really grasp the core concepts. I've organized the daily lessons so that they weave into each other from everything you've learned from the days before, so it's going to be hard to just jump around. I'll also be hosting Rome Reading Rooms every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where anyone that would like to join in can jump on the Zoom call where we'll be reading through Sonke's book, How to Take Smart Notes, a paragraph at a time. We won't be taking notes while we're reading, but some of the best insights come from these unscripted reading rooms where it's more thoughtful discussions as we go through the book. I know that time zones are always an issue, so I'll be recording these into YouTube, so if you have time later in the week to watch and listen, you've always got that option. Okay, all that stuff is out of the way. Let's jump into some guiding writing exercises. There's certain layouts that I feel like really allow for the best experience when writing in Rome, and utilizing the right sidebar really helps with all of that. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go to your page, click into the search bar and type your name and find your page. Great. Now that we're in your page, let's make a new block above day one. I like to click the underline bar, which shows the 3 dashes that make that bar show up. And once I know that the cursor is at the end of the block, I'll hit enter. Great. So in this new top level parent block, let's call on our powerful semicolon. And after the pop-up shows up, let's type day 2. Again, it's important to build the habit of timestamping when you start writing. So I'll go to the end of this block and hit space, and you'll see the slash command pop up, hit enter. Okay, now that the template is set, let's go to the lesson library to find today's lesson. There's day 2, great. So this is what we're gonna do. That's a placeholder, by the way. Remember how I said that the right sidebar is a great way to have everything in one view? Well, let's do that now. While holding down the shift button, let's click on the date right there. So what we're doing is by holding down the shift button, instead of opening that link in the main page, it'll pop it open in the right sidebar. Nice. So now we're ready to go back to your page. So let's do that in the search bar. You see how the right sidebar stays exactly in place? Looking at things, this is nice. You've got the video and guided writing exercise in the right sidebar, and you've got your personal page open with day 2's template showing you where to write. But like anything, I think we can make it a bit cleaner to work out of. Let's do this. See the bullet point next to day 2? You see how it's a top level parent block? Let's click that bullet point. Well, now that looks like a clean place to write. Might even be better than that one perfect spot at the coffee shop that we're always hoping is open. Well, almost as good as that.